for coming up, Will. We'll open up the press conference over to the right. Dylan Davis, Delaware Gazette.
Obviously, the injury took you out for a minute. It looked like you were going through concussion protocol. How did you feel coming out of that? Did you feel like just that in general kind of maybe threw you out of rhythm and you were kind of struggling to catch up again the rest of the game?
Felt good enough to come back.
Over to the left, Dan Hope, 11 Warriors.
Will, just as somebody who, obviously you came here, that's a big reason why you came here. You're a leader of his team. What do you do now to try to regroup this team coming off of this, going forward to the playoff?
It's hard, man. Don't really have much right now. But I do know that, we're a 2-loss team. We're gonna get in the playoffs and we're gonna make a run, but I mean, this one hurts. It hurts.
Over to the right, Austin Ward, the podcast.
Well, it's felt like when you guys go tempo, when you rely, especially that drive right before halftime, when you guys put it in the air a lot, that's maybe when you're at your best right now. I know you don't want to criticize coaches or play calling or game plan, but is there anything a quarterback or you guys can do to say, hey, can we stick with this a little bit more?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to stay away from that right now.
All right, we'll go to the left, Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch.
Will, when you came out there in the second quarter, were you evaluated for a concussion? What was the steps there?
I got banged up, and I was good enough to come back. Yep. Yeah. Got banged up, got hit, and yeah, it was my head, and it was good enough to come back. So.
Over to the right, Jake Trotter, ESPN.
Will, any thoughts on what happened after the game at midfield?
Nope.
Rob Aller over to the left, Columbus Dispatch.
Where do you go from here? You guys couldn't run the ball against a pretty stout defense. What happens now?
I just said it. We're going to regroup and go into the playoffs and make a run.
Over to the right, Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Sort of to ask you about the interceptions. What did you see on those plays?
Both of them were on me. The first one we're throwing out routes. They're playing like palms, reading eyes inside, and I got to keep it outside, and I can't let him make that play. And the second one, Mech was running an option route. He went out and came back in, and I was just a little behind him on the throw.
We've got time for just a couple more. Dennis Dodd, CBS Sports.
Well, on the list of everything that happened today, we're in the playoffs. At least we're in the playoffs. Where does that stand right now?
Very low.
I mean, when will you start, hey, we can win the national championship
tomorrow
after today?
Over to the left, Cameron Teague Robinson.
Will, I know obviously you weren't here for all 4 losses, but you've talked about you want to go on. You guys are going to go on and run the playoff. As a guy who's the leader of this group, knowing how that locker room feels, what do you do or what do you say to rally this group?
It's hard right now. I don't know if I have the answer to that right now at this moment, but gonna go and get with my family, regroup, and man, I still love this team. I still love this university, and I'm sorry, man. I'm blessed to have the opportunity to be a Buckeye, and I'm sorry I couldn't get this one done.
And final question, over to the right, Tim May, Letterman Row.
You weren't done. You want to finish that?
Go ahead.
Okay. Number one, after that drive, the end of the first half, you had to feel like something good was going on, right? I mean, what kind of didn't work after that? And then number two, what drives a guy to want to get back into a game he's just been kind of knocked out of? Explain that to people who maybe don't get it.
Can you repeat that second part? I'm sorry.
Yeah. What drives a guy to want to get back into a game where he's just been sort of helped off the field? What is that motivation, that drive that wants you to get back into that game?
I mean, like everything inside of me wants to get. I mean, there's nothing that inside of me that wanted to come off that field. I was trying to get up, and it hurts, man. It hurts, and we got to go back and look at the film and see what happened in the second half. I don't know what it was, but we got to execute better. And bottom line is we lost, and it hurts, man. And I can't say it enough. I'm sorry to Buckeye Nation, but listen, we still got things ahead of us, and we can still run the table and win a national championship. And you know, I think at the end of the day, that's what we have to focus on, and you know, that's got to keep us going, because this one hurts like hell, man. And I feel for those guys that came back. You know, I feel for Coach Day, everything they poured into this, and you know, at the end of the day, we still got stuff in front of us. So we'll regroup and go from there tomorrow.
Great. Will, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.